Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the old lady, and this is The Loyal, episode 29 of a San Diego Loyal save. And let's go and see what's been happening because it has been... First, let's have a look at the end of season stuff. So let's pop away from this and I'll cut to that. Okay, let's have a quick look at the season end review. New arrivals. C plus for Dane Sinclair. B minus on Richie Leeds. A plus for Joe Gallardo. That's cool. Hair Bears, they don't like that. A plus for Kuchin. B minus for Sanchez. That's fine. Curious about what they felt about the jet without C plus C, C, C plus D. That's okay. Unfolded expected to fight bravely against relegation. Finally finished 14. Got 96% attendance. Top scorer for us was 16 goals from Rubio Rubin. The board are delighted that the team achieved a mid-table position. So that's fine. Biggest win, 4-0 over North Carolina in the FA Cup. Match to remember, we beat Minnesota United 3-1 in September. And the goal of the season, Herbers from 26 meters. And let's see if we can see this goal. This one. Let's have a peek at this goal. Oh, okay, fair. That was a bit of a lightning bolt out of the blue. And there's the moments to remember. Right, finances. Club reputation has stayed the same. Unfortunate, but that's okay. No new sponsorship deals this year. Sponsorship was up a little bit over last season. Broadcast revenue is up by hundreds of millions, well, tens of millions. Corporate and hospitality is up a bit. Competition prize money is up by 10 million. And match day commercial is up. Shirt sales, 5,242 shirts sold, which is just about the same as our attendance, so that's not bad. And the shirts went to Rubin, Bob, Shah Mohammed, Yusuf Dow, and Amal Knight. This is how we lined up for most of the season. That's not true. We weren't a custom gegenpress for this formation. This was... Oh, anyway, it doesn't really matter. They're being strange. There's our best 11, which is interesting. Dane Sinclair, Kuchin, Greenspan, Reeves, and Almeida. Gutierrez, Bob, Salduco, Mohamed, Garcia, Rubin, which is a lineup we used probably a fair bit this season, so I think that's alright. Nobody with an outstanding season. Sinclair had a 6.97, which is pretty darn good. Rubin 6.94. Gutierrez 6.94. Greenspan 6.94. We've had a few of those. Alright, manager awards. Nothing for me. Head coach of the season last year, but nothing this year. Fans player of the season, oh my goodness. Joseph Greenspan. That is not what I expected. That is not what I expected, Joseph Greenspan to win that. I thought sure Rubin would get it. Excuse me. Gutierrez is the young player of the season. Signing of the season, Gallardo. Goal of the season, Herbers, we knew about that. 16 goals for Rubin. 6 assists in the league for Gallardo. 5 player of the match awards for Rubin. And the highest average rating, Sinclair with 7. Record breakers. Kuchin with the worst discipline. Most league appearances by a player, Gallardo with 125. 94 league goals by Rubio Rubin in 3 seasons. That's pretty darn good. You gotta say, that's pretty darn good. He had 30, then 40, then 20, which is just crazy for a player we signed in the League One. That's pretty amazing. Players inducted into overall best 11 squad. You can have a look at that if you like. Season review, blah blah. Season performance analyst report. Our XG was 33.6. Our actual goal 42, not bad. XG against 36.4. Actual, X points 36. Actual points 44, not bad. And X points position 18th, actual position 14th, so we actually outdid it. Looks like we had the best conversion rate in the league. That's kind of remarkable when you consider. How about the defense? Opponent conversion rate, 3rd lowest in the league, so not bad. Although we did give up a lot of shots, so not great there. Yeah, that'll do. Club vision and expectations meeting. I'll worry about that in a minute. That should do it for this part of the episode, so I will stop it there and we'll be back in a bit. Just a quick stop over here as we notice that they have been granted planning permission to build a new stadium. Construction will cost around $14 million. 10% of the gate receipts will be paid in rent. Board are delighted to announce they've been able to finance the project without having to secure any external funding. That's good. We didn't take on any debt. I haven't shown you, by the way, the initial budgets for next season. Board set initial budgets. There they are. So we've got a wage budget of $600K per week and a transfer budget of $39 million, which compares to this year's, well, it's not going to show it anymore, but it was $35,000 and 0. So that's quite an increase. And I'm very happy with that. So yay. Anyway, I'm going to go now and I'll be back later with more for the transfer window, because looks like we're going to make some transfers. See you soon. Okay, that was pretty cool. End of season stuff is always fun. And the other thing that I want to do in this episode is to go over some of the transfers we've done. So first off, a couple of quick outs. We had Charlie Adams leave. I couldn't do anything about that. He had decided to go after we didn't give him a contract early enough. It's too bad, but I'm not gonna break my heart over it. It's we'll manage. Edwin Lara moved on. He was a decent enough left back. Was out on loan last year. Didn't come good for us really. So let's see who we brought in. Let's start off with James McAtee. Let's zoom up a little bit. There we go. Let's start with James McAtee. We got him from Man City on loan for the year. We're paying his wages, which is fine. We certainly have enough wage budget now. And he's got some great pace. He's a trequartista by nature. That's his favorite position, and I'm happy to put him there. He's got great vision, wonderful first touch and technique, so I'm expecting some real class in and around the box. Good composure, good decisions ish. Well, not really great, but not really good decisions, but flair. So he's got some good things going on. Agility is nice. I wish his balance were a little better, but his agility's good, and he's got the pace and acceleration to make it work, so that's alright. And he can finish, so overall pretty useful. That's James McAtee. Pedro Valenzuela, this was kind of a bad idea. I thought when I saw him, mostly what I saw, because the rest of the things were blanked out, I saw that he had decent passing and tackling and positioning. I couldn't see his marking or most of the rest of his technicals, and I was sort of bought him on a hope. Signed him on a hope, and it didn't pan out. So he'll probably be with us for this year as a prospect, but then he'll get going. It's possible he'll develop. We'll see how that goes as he comes along, but I don't anticipate that he's likely to develop hugely. He is fairly determined, so that's a little something in his favor in terms of how much he's likely to work at getting better. So we'll see. Not my best buy. Tony Leone, an American whom we signed from Nashville, and he is, I think, pretty good for our team. He's not great at heading, that's about his only weakness, but he can tackle, he's positioning, he's got marking, he can do the various things that we need him to do. He got for some good first touch, which is always nice in front of the goal, his own goal. Good balance, just overall reasonably decent young center back. He needs to grow into his full size and get his strength up and that kind of stuff, but that'll come. And overall I'm pretty happy with how he looks. This is not who I wanted to see. That's more appropriate, because that's how I'm going to play him, as a ball playing defender, because he can pass the ball and he's got reasonable vision. He's composed. He's got good first touch, good technique. So I'm pretty happy with him as an incoming player. Ken Bennett. You'll notice that all these guys are really young. They're all 20 and 19. It's just how I prefer to buy. This guy, 2.5 stars now, but a potential 4-star, maybe even a 5-star prospect. We'll see about that. I'm not sure that he convinces me completely that he'd be a 5-star prospect, but he does have terrific finishing and composure, which is really nice. His off-the-ball movement is excellent. He's got some acceleration to go with decent pace. His agility is pretty good. So he's not going to be crossing or taking corners or anything useful like that. He's no penalty taker, and he certainly is not a defensive forward of any kind. So, but he's got his skills, and I think he could grow into something useful. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. We got him from Inter Miami's academy as a free agent. And then we bought 2 players. First, Luis Angel Garibay, who is American. I wonder where he's from. Let's find out for a second. Charleston, South Carolina. So nice. Alright. Anyway, we got him from Tampa Bay, where he played 60 games last year. So he's definitely a player who can... sorry, not last year, in the last few years. Excuse me. And again, he's a solid center back, great tackler, good positioning and marking. His heading is okay, his jumping reach is okay. He's not the biggest fella in the world, but he is effective. He's got some pace, he's determined, he's got great concentration, he's brave. So overall, I'm pretty happy with him as a buy. He is our best defender at this point. So, and again, he's 19 years old. Because that's what I seem to buy, is 19-year-olds. And Peter Fromont, who is, of course, 19 years old. I clearly have a type. He is a young attacking midfielder. I'm going to have to try and train him out of this. Tries to play way out of trouble. I don't think that's a very good trait. But that's okay. Overall, I like what I see about him. He can dribble, but he doesn't have the balance to really make it work. So that's a little unfortunate. But hopefully he can, with some decent technique and his first touch is okay, maybe he can dribble a bit around the box and things like that. So he's got good passing and vision, though. That's what really drew me to him. His flair is excellent, and his pace is quite good. So he should give us a little bit of youth and energy in the midfield that I don't think will do us any harm. So those are the 6 players we've brought in. I still need, if I just take a second to look at the team report here, I still need I really could use another forward. Alright, if I don't get one, it'll be okay, but I really wouldn't mind another forward. And another left back would be nice. I wouldn't mind having a better center back to go in the middle here as well, but I can cope with what we've got. But a better left back would be nice, and maybe a better forward, because Rubin should be on this side, not that side. Let's just quickly make sure that Rubin is in fact where he belongs, and Leeds is ready to go. So that's how things are at the moment. Give me a second, I'm just going to check on something and figure out whether we're going to play a game as well. So hold on. Okay, I've decided I'm going to just stick with what we've got this week. I'm going to show you one more player because I've just made a bid for him. Nicolo Squizzato. And he's pretty good for us. 3.5 stars, potential 4.5. We have other Italian players who speak Italian because they're Italian. That's how that works. He's got some pace, lots of fitness, determination, work rate is high, he can tackle, he's got some technique, passing, first touch. His vision is not very good. Some of his other mentals are less than impressive. But he's only 22, so he will improve a little bit. And some of his technicals could use a little bit of work too. But overall, for what I'm getting him, he's a free signing. So, and he only wants something like 7 or 8 grand a week or something like that. And our finances are actually in really good shape. We have 600,000 in wage budget, more or less, and we're spending approximately 100,000 here, give or take a little bit. So I'm happy with that. We've got a transfer budget remaining of 33 million. So the reason we haven't spent a huge amount is because it's getting a little hard to get people to come here. We still have a fairly low reputation. It's only 2.5 stars. And literally just up the road are LAFC, the champions, with their 4.5 stars. So yeah, it's it's a little hard to make the draw here, but we're working on it. Anyway, that'll do. Enough. You're rambling, nobody likes that. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I'm sorry for wasting a little bit of your time there at the end. I hope you have a great day, and take care.